There we are. It's like immediately dropped a whole bunch of frames. Right. Oh boy, TweetDeck is totally different. Okay. Oh, because I'm not logged into the right account.
Uh-oh.
I'll explain that.
Well then, click accounts, click nothing else. Cool. Never mind.
One of those days.
Yeah, man, I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Just been kind of grumpy all day. Have had a bunch of really great episodes we did today so far. We've recorded 3 so far.
Jeez.
That's all been good. It was the end of another game in We Roguelike It, so we had to do the ranking too. And I got a surprise today. A DualSense controller.
Yay!
Ooh.
Plug
Double
it into your
middle fingers.
PS4.
Double middle fingers to Sony. It doesn't come with a cable. It's like,
Yeah, I saw your tweet about that.
can't fucking use it. I don't have a USB-C to USB-A cable because I have an iPhone. We have a stupid ass lightning control cable over there. So I
You
just
don't have a Switch?
I have a Switch, but it comes with a USB-C to wall adapter cable.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say when I got my Pro controller, it came with a USB-A to C.
I don't know if I.
It's like the tiniest.
Yeah, I don't. If I have it, I.
It's like the tiniest fucking port ever.
6 inches long.
Yeah.
No, I bought it on I bought one on Amazon because I should have one anyway because the DualSense controller uses them. I don't think the Series X controller uses it. I think it uses micro USB.
No, I'm pretty sure I think all the new Xbox controllers is C because I know the Elite 2 is a C controller.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I think that might be an A to C adapter, and it's like 50 feet long.
Oh, nice. Well, it's also this thing where it's like since these controllers aren't really out yet. There you go, Moon.
I have Boston literally sitting on my desk doing nothing. Boston.
No, please.
That's the one that came with my Elite.
Yeah.
The first one.
Since these controllers aren't out yet, I can't Bluetooth pair it to my computer because the computer doesn't see it yet, which is hilarious. I can't pair it to my phone because Apple hasn't done an iOS update to enable the DualSense controller. I could pair it to an Android device if I had one of those, and I can't use it on my PC because I can't plug the cable in. But first impressions on it, really good. Much heavier than the DualShock 4, which I'm into. Buttons nice and clicky. Everything feels good. I like the turning it on. I like the blue lights here on the side.
I feel for those production people who have to make that stupid grippy imprint on that thing.
Yeah, I didn't expect how small those are. I unless someone had pointed it out, I genuinely would not know because it just feels like a matte coating.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's got a microphone port. It's got the buttons. It's got a hamburger button and a surprise pickle button.
For those who don't know, by the way, the grippy, detailed texture on the DualSense controller is little button symbols for the PlayStation, so like cross, square, circle, and triangle, all imprinted in minuscule detail. I
gotta say, speaking of the face buttons here, I'm surprised at how many people are upset that these don't have the colors on them anymore, like the symbol buttons.
It's colorblind.
I mean, I guess, but I don't...
Like, if you look, even the Xbox controllers that do not have colors in, which I happen to literally have one sitting right next to me, this one doesn't have any colors on the buttons here, because some people have struggle reading the letters, so they go by color recognition.
I see,
There's color blindness.
Sure.
So, if you look in the middle of these buttons...
Yeah, my sport controller has that too.
Yeah. So it could just be a case of not being able to recognize the actual buttons themselves.
Sure, I can understand that, but
the color scheme doesn't matter because when's the last time you did a QTE?
Oh, thankfully not in a while. I mean, I could
I don't
understand
know
if...
if Shenmue is on the Game Club list.
Yeah, well, potentially. I really don't want to play Shenmue. Yeah, like, I can understand that, but a lot of people's complaints have been like, well, I want the colors. It's like, well, it doesn't have them. No modern controller has the colors anymore. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, even the Switch one. I don't even think the Pro controller does.
No, Pro Controller's just
Yeah, no, it's just
buttons, black.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. People get ridiculous about the things that they want.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How can you be complaining about the buttons on that thing when have you seen the size of the console that goes with it?
Right, like we have literally larger issues to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
How's the hamburger button feel? Like, does it feel that it's lifted up far enough that you can feel it?
Yeah, so that's one of the big problems with the PS4 is that those buttons were like flush with the controller itself. Hold up.
Yeah, I hate those buttons.
There's sometimes where I have to push it, and I'm just like shoving down on the controller. I'm like, oh, just
Yeah,
a little
so,
bit
like,
more to the left.
The problem is like they're like flush with the controller, but with the DualSense, not only is the touchpad sort of flared out, so this is at an angle, but the buttons are at an angle and a little bit closer to the console, and they're raised a little bit. I don't know if I can show.
I can see the shadowing off of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard with the window open here, but like they're
It also doesn't
raised.
help that you have two cameras you're trying to show it to, one for the
I
stream
know.
and one for us.
They're raised a little bit and they feel more clicky, so you can sort of feel like you're pushing. They don't feel as mushy as the DualShock 4 ones, which is really great. Triggers feel great. I'm very, very excited to play, especially Dauntless, because apparently with the haptic triggers, you'll be able to feel there's resistance when you're pulling the bow. I think that sounds pretty cool.
Cool.
But yeah. The only thing that I was sort of surprised about is here on the bottom of these things, this is flat. This part here.
Oh, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel bad, but it's one of those things where I'm holding it and I was like, this is sort of weird, and I look and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like it doesn't.
I wonder.
It can't sit up, but it's interesting.
I wonder if that is for a charging station.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that this official Sony charging station just sits on these contacts here. It doesn't plug into the USB-C port. So I wonder if that is like, when it's in there, it sort of has something to rest on.
Are the handles longer than the PS4? Because wasn't the controller overall? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. If you, yeah, here we go. A little,
Okay, yeah.
just a smidge.
A much bigger controller.
Yeah, it's a much bigger controller. It's much heavier. This is the most recent DualShock 4 controller. It's much heavier in a way that feels really good. It doesn't feel cheap or anything. So it feels really good. I'm really happy so far with it. Wasn't expecting to get it this soon, but excited to play some. 9 days for the Xbox and 11 days for the PS5. Getting there. I gotta move my my Xbox up here and make sure it's connected to my network so I can do all the network copying stuff as soon as I get it.
Yeah, between organizing lists this week, which I have a lot to do.
Yeah.
I will be trying to figure out what I want to have on my internal to just jump straight over to the Series X at some point.
Right.
It's like, do I really need Dead by Daylight on the internal? No, I don't. That can go on the external.
Sure.
Do I need the new Assassin's Creed on my internal? Yes, I do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did sort of a cleanup of both my Xbox One and my PS4 just to say, if I'm not going to play this game in the next couple weeks, couple months, I'm going to delete it off both of these consoles so I can copy. Both consoles do the over-the-network copy thing, so I'll have the smallest number of things to copy over to the new consoles and kind of re-download anything going forward that I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Super, super, super excited.
Dude, it's hard to be excited about anything these days.
I'm excited about new consoles because that's all I have.
You know what? That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good assessment of the situation. Yes.
Yeah. And so far, all the pre-release coverage of both consoles seems really positive. It's not like, hey, this thing is totally broken out of the box, or this thing isn't performant in the way that its manufacturer said. It's just sort of like, yeah, they're here and they work. So
They're here. They're queer. Get used to it.
that's right. 2020.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. That way, 6 months to a year from now, I can be excited.
Yeah. I know you wait till all the bugs are worked out. It's like, oh, okay, now we got this firmware update for the console. Now it's really good. Like, all right, and now's the point where you can find them in stores. It's stable. Everything's good.
It's always the hope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to get this thing started?
Yep. Yeah. Sure. Why not? Not like
All
I
right.
got fucking anything to talk about.
Ditto. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hello.
And the Nymph.
Hello.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. Behind the scenes, early access, exclusive episodes can be yours for just $5 a month. You get all that great all that great audio every single week. You help me pay for the shows, and then we're working towards the $250 goal of playing some spooky scary games and live streaming them and being scared directly to your home live. Patreon.com/E1M1. Moon, let's talk about what you've been playing this past week.
Well, like we always do. Okay.
Yeah. Let's start off with Moon talking about what you've been playing. A change of pace here.
Yeah. No, the real change of pace is next week. Why? Oh, why? Oh, why?
We'll get into that in a little bit, dear listeners.
Okay, so I played a little bit more Space Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely still enjoying it. Guess what? It's more Bomber Crew, except it's in space. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic. Let's go listen to me talk about Bomber Crew if you want a really in-depth look at like the way that thing plays.
I'm gonna add this to my wish list.
Yeah, it's honestly, I didn't play enough of it to really go too much more in depth than this. Mostly because this week has been taken up with other games I'm playing for the show. I'm looking at you, Hades. I'm looking at you, Ikenfell. I'm looking at all of these games which are part of our ongoing series of shows. Check out Game Club in a couple of weeks.
The stuff that I'm also playing that we don't really talk about on the show. Also, I didn't realize this for Space Crew. There's a pre-order and launch week bundle that I think is still live for Microsoft, where you get the Bomber Crew along with it. If not, then it sounds like Space Crew. You don't need to play Bomber Crew because Space Crew sounds like it's kind of more of the same and with added better stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I will probably get more into Space Crew as I go. There's like 15 games on my currently playing list that I need to get back to now that the Great Rush of 2020 feels like it's coming to an end for me because obviously Watch Dogs Legions came out, which, spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure none of us on the show will be talking about this week.
Not until I have my PS5, because it sounds like it's not performant on any PS4 or any Xbox One.
Yeah. I'm guessing Nymph hasn't picked her up yet.
Nope.
So we won't be talking about that for a while.
Couple weeks, 2 more episodes.
Yeah. The next game on my list is Assassin's Creed, which comes out in 2 weeks, I think.
The 11th, 10th, 11th.
So
that week.
About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've got that coming out. Other than that, like I've gone through the 2020 list of games and nothing is jumping out at me. I can't really say too much though because What Remains of Edith Finch is a prime example of what jumps out at you is not always what's the best.
Right.
But I'm taking a step back. I'm playing other games. I'm going to try and get through some of my backlog because I've got 4 terabytes that I need to clean up at some point sooner or later.
And if you don't, you just plug it into your Series X and you're good to go.
Speaking of that, I do have to transfer The Witcher to my internal hard drive.
That's also a good call. Yes.
Yes. So, just wrapping up some stuff here. Like we played some Deep Deep Rock Galactic on Friday with Rob. Free update number 32 for that game.
Oh my god.
Which introduced a whole new series of missions, a whole new series of I can't even remember, assignments, which is like when you do a series of missions and then you get an unlock because of it.
Wow.
They, of course, have a Halloween thing going on.
Great.
Not really.
Oh, bummer.
Because you get a devil mask for free, which is hilarious. There is pumpkins all over the space station that you're in.
Okay.
Which is fine. But there's pumpkins all over the caves that you're in too. And I mean all over. Like the floor is just a field of pumpkins as far as the eye can see.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's like if Amsterdam suddenly stopped dealing in like poppies or whatever they deal in and suddenly started dealing in pumpkins. Like it's ridiculous. And when you destroy one of the pumpkins, 2 baby spiders come out.
No, thank you.
And then you get a big explodey enemy who comes up, blows up, and then destroys about 50 pumpkins all at once. And next thing you know, you're living in arachnophobia.
Oh god, they're all over me. They're in my mouth.
Thanks for that mental image.
Hey, no problem.
But yeah, they've got a whole bunch of like new missions and stuff. They've got a couple of new types in there. One of the mission types is here is a giant drilling platform. Escort it to the end, so it can drill into this like big, huge gem.
A little bit of Overwatch business.
Drilling platform. Pardon?
A little bit of Overwatch business.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Slight problem with that is the drilling platform destroys pumpkins, which causes spiders to come out, which attack the drilling platform, which you're trying to protect.
Nope. Bad time for both of these things to be going on.
Dude, there's bugs all over this game. Like,
that's right.
It's ridiculous. Not bad bugs. Well, technically they are bad bugs. Not the gameplay kind of bugs. Well, they are technically part of the gameplay.
Son of a...
Not errors in the code.
Right.
But actual insects are all over this game. But it's fun. It's great. It's a really stupid Zen-like game that has jumped from me watching Vinny and crew play it for about 10 minutes to suddenly sinking like 50 hours into it, like playing it every Friday. Like, it's kind of great. Yeah, I will keep chipping away at that. Chipping away, mining.
Hey! Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bop. Welcome back to like the last episode before a next gen of consoles.
Yeah, the last episode before next gen of consoles, and also heading towards the end of the year when we all get super punchy.
Yeah, we are ready for our 2-week vacation.
Yes, and then some. I'm not looking forward to like my 18 hour, like my 1.8 hour drive I have soon, which I totally forgot to mention in the pre-show, so that's fun.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that. We had a lot of stuff to talk about post-show, yeah.
Yeah, I can talk about that next week, to be honest. I played a whole bunch of Apex Legends. It turns out my Scotia of Apex Legends was not enough of a Scotia of Apex Legends.
Oh, no.
And the Battle Pass ends in 4 days.
I was going to ask you when Season 7 starts, because I feel like once Season...
point for you.
Yeah, because like I feel like that's a good jumping on point for like you and I to try like the cross-platform stuff. I'll have a new platform, so if cross-platform doesn't work, I can hop over onto an actual functioning Xbox console. Hopefully,
that season officially begins in 2 days.
Well, maybe that's something for me to check out next week then, because we'll get to what I'm playing in a little bit. But...
my Battle Pass level is 59.
Out of 100?
Out of 100. Technically 110, but 100 is my target.
Can I tell you, by the way, for how long this Destiny 2 season has been? I hopped in for a little bit to complete 1 or 2 Crucible matches today. I'm Season Pass ranked 241. And I've been playing fairly casually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
also, not the highest, by the way. That goes to TVGP alumnus, the Hannah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
He's at 395.
Destiny days.
That's right.
But, you know, I got 2 days to get 40 levels. It's just not happening. Fun fact, if you were to switch on your Xbox right now while we are streaming this live, you would technically see that I'm playing Apex Legends right now.
Mhm.
Because your
because
wife's playing it for you.
my wife wants to play ranked with people, and she's silver, they're bronze.
Look at that. That's
So
true love.
I'm bronze, so it's a more good matchup if she plays with my character and gets me a couple of levels.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a question.
Mm.
Is it
I have-
ethical?
I have been part of boosting lobbies for impossible achievements. Ethical don't mean nothing for me when it comes to
Right.
these kind of stuff.
Right.
As long as I'm not hacking the game, I literally don't care.
Right.
So I'm not going to hit level 100. Period. I know I'm not. Even if my wife, who had every day off from now until the reset and played it for me while I'm at work tomorrow and the day after, I will not hit level 100.
Okay.
Here comes the question.
Okay.
I like hitting level 100 because you get the fully customizable patches, the really fancy weapon skins, basically, and every single gun I have has a gold tier weapon skin on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you get really cool custom ones for the season pass rewards. Also, I'm missing out on like a whole bunch of dives and taunts and a bunch of cosmetic stuff, which I don't genuinely care about.
To
I've
use
got
a
no
term
problem.
from you get all the good gubbins.
Yes, you get
Yeah.
the good gubbins.
You're right. That's
Um,
right.
I don't care about going into Tuesday, spending my remaining coins, my remaining Apex coins, and just buying what's left of the season
Sure.
pass for the new season, which has a new legend, by the way, Boston. So get ready for that.
Okay.
And a new map.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you'll be starting fresh with the rest of us, provided you install this thing on some way we can play it and play it starting next week with me.
I have it
That's a
installed on my PS4.
Yeah, I always look and see if you're online, and you're never online.
That's weird.
The one
Okay.
time I checked and you were online, you were playing Destiny 2 on the PC, I believe. So that explains that.
That's not too surprising.
No, especially considering it was a Thursday that I checked this, which I'm pretty sure is Destiny Day.
Thursday and Friday is Destiny nights. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I've got no problem just rolling over, being like, whatever. I hit 56 in season 6. It's like
Sure.
the first time I've not hit the top tier since season 2. Whatever. Or I could spend $20 and get myself to the max level.
I feel like $20 isn't that bad. I think for me, if it was like I could spend $1 a rank, you'd be like, yeah, that's not worth it. But I feel like
That's the thing, it works out as about $1 a rank, but I have like 2,000 spare coins, so it would work
sure.
out as basically an additional 20 would get me to the 100.
I feel like that's not bad. Like for me, I think I believe you haven't spent any money since like the first season, right? Like the first Battle Pass season?
Literally, I have put $20 in. One for Season 1 Battle Pass and one for Season 2 Battle Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I have ran it through on like earning that currency back through the Battle Pass to get the next one.
I feel like it's...
How many hours have I put into this game?
Right, like I feel like to me that's like a tip jar situation where it's like I'm not spending $20 every week. You're not like a Genshin Impact YouTuber over here, but like $20 like once a year. I feel like that's probably a pretty okay, value.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's not going to affect me in any way if I do or if I don't. But this is seriously a game that I play every week.
Yep.
It's a game that I enjoy playing. It's a game that, depending on how the edge kicks up with people I play with, especially if Em and my wife are in an Apex mood, then I'm playing it every night. Like, I'll get home from work, make a cup of tea, play some Apex. Like, that's what happens. It just so happens, towards the end of this season, they've been in a more of a siege kind of mood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, I could probably do it and I'll probably be fine. Like, I won't feel bad. In fact, I might actually feel better because I literally have put hundreds and hundreds of hours into this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love her, but I'm not my wife who buys enough cosmetics for the two of us combined.
Well, like for me, I buy cosmetics in like Destiny 2 and Fortnite every once in a while. Like I'll never be the one who's like, here's an exotic weapon skin for like $20. I'm gonna buy it. It's like, that's not really worth it. But like if there's a cool like full armor set in Destiny, or there's like a really cool character skin in Fortnite for like $10, I'm happy to like toss, especially Fortnite since it's free. I toss $10 in a tip jar every once in a while, and I get something that I think is cool looking or funny looking or makes my kid laugh or something like that. Like I don't draw that hard line of like I'm never spending money in this game forever. Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me personally.
Oh yeah, and I agree. Like my attitude has always been, if I don't need to, I generally don't.
Yeah.
When I play mobile games, which are a lot of that kind of game, my opinion is, well, I am playing with a community of people who are all still playing, and I am part of that community, and some of those people are whales, so you get your money from me through them.
Right.
Because sometimes those people are still in because we are playing together, and
Right.
then three of us all bounce out at once. I'm looking at you, Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah. Au revoir.
Yes, au revoir, and thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, decision. I've still got 2 days to make my decision. By the time this
Sure.
episode is released, I will have made it one way or the other.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Tune in
Or
2
maybe
weeks.
your wife has, and you just don't know it yet.
Right.
No, I know,
Surprise.
because we have different payment accounts for our different accounts. So if
there
she
you
was
go.
to do it through me, I would immediately get an email notification and a watch notification saying, "Hey, did you authorize this PayPal transaction?"
Right.
It's like, But yeah, Apex Legends continues to be great. I'm really excited about the new hero. Really excited about the new map, which is Cloud City apparently. So that's great.
Great. Drivable vehicles.
Drivable vehicles, a whole bunch of extra stuff going on. It's just like, okay, let's see how crazy we can get, kind of thing. So
I like it.
So yes, Boston, you have to install it and play with me at some point this week.
It's installed. I just need waiting for that patch.
What patch?
The season 7 patch.
Okay, then that's Tuesday. So yes, you have Tuesday through Sunday.
There you go. Coach Jamal, thank you for your question in Discord. I put that in the show notes. We'll answer that at the end of the show.
And my final game this week, which I stole the thunder from Boston, is Carto. Or I don't know how you say it. Carto. We'll just say
Carto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Short for cartographer.
Oh.
So yeah, this is I don't know how to explain this. It is an isometric map-based puzzle game.
Oh no, I'm in trouble. Oh no.
Right side is it's short.
All right. Well, we were talking about that pre-show where it's like, that's why I liked the Solitaire Conspiracy. It's like, I'm in and out in 4 hours, $10. Great, I finished a game. Hooray! Thank goodness.
Minor spoiler alert. This is on Game Pass, so in and out for $0.
Yes.
So far, literally, you take a map to pieces and you put it together with like Tetris to form different shapes of continents and solve puzzles.
That's cool.
A good example of this is I found a map piece. You open up your map journal and then you put the new piece of the map down, but it can only match certain borders, like dominoes. You can only put a 4 with a 4, or in this case, land with land, water with water, water with water, so on and so forth. Like you can only put certain types of edges with certain types of edges. I found this piece of the map. This is like really early in chapter 1, so you'll figure it out relatively simple. You take the piece of map, you plop it down, and then when this map piece got put down, a guy appeared on that map piece. So then I walked onto that map piece, talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm lost. I don't know where my house is. I live to the east of the other couple who live to the west of me. So I don't know what to do, and you don't have any more map pieces at that point. So what you have to do is you have to open up the map, take it to bits, and then put the landmass that he's on to the east of the house, and then it produces. Suddenly, his house appears on that same map section.
Yeah, I have the trailer playing here on the live stream. It's like, yeah, you're picking up pre-existing pieces of the map and scooting them around to solve a puzzle. Like the one that showed here was like, oh, here's like a twisty river. I'm gonna pick up the pieces and turn it into like a moat to keep this guy safe.
Yeah. And like there was another one which was like you have to find the sheep who is hiding in their secret spot, but their secret spot is surrounded by this particular kind of flower. So you create 4 blocks of those flowers pointing inwards with a space, and then that map piece appears in the middle.
Ah, that's cool. That's a
Like-
that. I need to play this. This seems cool.
A genuinely cool little concept. It seems very much designed for the younger generation.
Mhm.
It does tickle me though, because it's published by Humble Games, which is the same people who published Ikenfell.
That's right. I was surprised when I fired up Ikenfell and it was like Humble Games. I was like, oh, cool. Like I forgot they're really making a publishing push.
And so that's 2 Humble games I'm playing this week. Obviously, I
Yeah.
can't talk about Ikenfell. That's in 2 weeks' time, folks.
Right.
So get ready for that fun.
Yeah.
But so far, Carto seems to be totally chill, relaxing,
Perfect.
cool music. It's got the same kind of viewpoint and art style as Don't Starve, but a lot less Tim Burton.
Right. Yeah, art style looks cool.
Yeah, it's got a good look to it. It's got a good feeling. It's only like 9 chapters long, and I think I finished chapter 1 in 9 minutes. So
Oh, okay.
it's probably going to be a relatively short game, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's
Cool.
another 2020 game that I get to check mark off my list to see whether it makes the list.
I'll remember to install that on my new Series X.
No, you won't. You're going to forget. You know you're going
Yeah.
to forget. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've really been playing this week. Carto was a last-minute dash to have something to talk about other than my 3 usuals, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Mr. Nimp, tell me about your lessons in space-time with your keys and young school girl Japanese people.
When you phrase it like that, it sounds really bad.
Yeah, it sounds like super creeper mode.
And I don't know what you're talking about with
Seen
keys.
them?
I'm not playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he's not playing Galgun.
Starting out, the Minecraft Java edition stuff with MC Parks. I had said that's the reason why I'm not going to be able to play my PC, and that has turned out to be 100% factually correct. Even for this podcast, I had to kick everybody out of my room so that I could get everything set up so I could do this podcast. And this
But
is
Dad...
the first time I've touched my computer all week.
Right.
So, it's gotten to the point. The MC Park one is the Disney World version of it, the one-to-one. It has gotten to a point where while I was at work at 1:00 in the morning, I get a text message from my wife saying, "Hey, what is your username for this?" I'm like,
that's never a scary question. Like,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this is my username, but it says it right there in the window when you turn on Minecraft. It's just like, all right, cool, figured it all out. Never heard back from her. So,
And you're like, I hope it's good. Whatever you figured
it's
out.
like, what's going on? I assume she bought something or found something or whatever.
Sure.
No, what happened was when I get home and she wakes up in the morning for work, I ask her, what was that all about? She's like, oh, apparently the owner or creator of that server was on, and they were doing a test ride with one of the rides on there. And if you do the ride, you go into their forums and stuff, and you do a survey for what you thought of the ride. And if you do that, you get a special item.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what she needed my username for. That way they could send my account the special item.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool. I log into Discord and all of a sudden realize that now all of a sudden I'm following this Discord server for this park. And there's like way too many people on this, so I'm constantly getting dinged on it. So I had to stop all my Discord notifications so that way I didn't have to hear that keep going off. Yeah, they're all really into this now.
They're all the way in there.
It had gotten to the point where my wife had started writing "It's a Small World," walked away and made a sandwich, came back and reinitiated the ride when she was done, because apparently if you do the rides back to back, the same ride, you get bonus multipliers for it. And so she does this a couple of times. I come into the office. She had to leave to go do something, and she hears the music stop, and she's like, "Can you get me back on that ride?" Yeah.
Just one more hit, man.
This is what our marriage has turned into.
Right.
They gamified Disney and then gamified the gamification.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's turtles all the way down, man.
So
Mm-hmm.
she has been wanting this like Olaf. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like one of those arm hugger things, like those character arm hugger things, but of Olaf from Frozen. And it's like 900 whatever Disney space bucks, whatever they're calling it.
Mm-hmm. Mickey ears.
Yeah. I sat here and had her go on It's a Small World to the point that I've heard that song way too many times now and I've just shut off my speakers on my computer. And I got her from 500 to 900 Disney coins, which is no small feat because that ride is 12 minutes and 4 seconds long because it tells you this every time you complete the ride.
Oh, God, that's so long.
That is terrible.
Yeah. And the amount of money that you got, I had her multiplier up to where she was getting like 194 of these credits. So I got her up to 900 and then I shut it down. And then I walked into the room and said, hey, you have the money for this Olaf thing that you guys have been wanting. You can buy it. She's like, oh, okay. And she gets right up, walks in here and turns my computer back on and buys the Olaf.
Son of a...
I got to go to work, man.
Yeah, I gotta not hear this song.
Are you hearing us and It's a Small World at the same time right now? Just out of curiosity.
No, but you sang that. I can hear the song in my head now. So
I'm so glad I don't know that song at all.
I would do a parody of it, but I really don't want to get DMCA'd.
The worst part is I get the official Disney one mixed up and the Family Guy one mixed up in my mind now because I've had so long to think about this stupid song that now I'm thinking of other versions of this song.
I have it stuck in my head now, you monster.
So yeah, that's part of my week.
Yeah.
But they're really liking it. It's still really awesome. Just maybe don't have your speakers on, your nighttime on It's a Small World.
Right.
Next game after that I've been playing this week is Legends of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 4. This is the anime girls. Yeah.
Yes. Is this the I guess my winter is all wrapped up now tweet I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of my year has shown up.
Yeah.
I'm only 10 hours into this.
Okay.
So this takes place immediately 2 weeks after the end of the third game. So there's not really a whole lot that I can really talk about that isn't spoilery.
Right.
But what I can say is your main character is missing, the one that you've been controlling for the last 3 games. Your group of people that you have control of now are just starting to get their feet back underneath them. And you're basically looking to try to figure out, okay, where is this person now? What has actually happened in the last 2 weeks? Because magic and stuff has been happening. And where are we going from here? And I was reintroduced to vampires again, which
there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Completely forgotten about, because like I said when I brought it up the first time in 3, this is a quote-unquote realistic world where the only difference between our world and theirs is that they can use kind of magic. That was the only difference. And then all of a sudden, towards like the end of 3, hey, we have these vampires over here.
Surprise.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? So yeah, get reintroduced to them. It's like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And then promptly have to fight one of them, and then promptly get my butt handed to me by one of them, which it's story reasons, so it's fine.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I'm still enjoying the game.
I think
there's just a lot of story dump, because it's also, they always start their series out where, okay, in case you haven't played anything before this, here's the catch up for what's happening.
Oh, right.
But even then, though, they keep a lot of stuff in the dark so that if you have played any of the other releases, you know more than people who are just starting out with this game.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of doing this weird catch-up thing where they're keeping certain people in the loop and certain players out of the loop and all that fun crap. But we're at the point now where there's probably about 19 to 20 some odd characters that I would feasibly be able to put into a party at some point in this game.
Jeez.
Because right off the bat, they introduce characters from all the other Heroes series.
Oh yeah, because
Like,
it's wrapping up like the whole
yeah,
Trials, Heroes, Legends, the
yep.
entire thing, right?
And a lot of it's pretty cool because you haven't seen these characters, I don't know, since like early 2000s, maybe like
Right.
late 90s. So a lot of them, the games were set up to be sprite games. So they're
Hmm.
2D sprites, but now they're in full 3D models.
That's cool.
So there's a lot of these characters where it's like you're only seeing from like the nose down to chin, and you're like,
Hmm.
I think I know who that is. And then you see like a flash of fabric, and it's like, oh, it's this person.
Right.
And then you see this other person, you're like, I have no clue who the hell that is. And then you start thinking about it a little bit more. It's like, oh, I think it's this person from this game. And yeah, there's just a lot of cool, crazy stuff happening right now.
It's like when
Where
the Dissidia games were coming out on PSP, and you're like, "That's what the main character of Final Fantasy One looks like. That's super cool. What the
exactly,
heck?"
yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening right now.
That's cool.
Mostly just for fanboys like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, okay, there's a chick wearing purple, big whoop. It's like, no, you don't
It's the purple
understand.
lady! Yeah.
So yeah, I'm finally getting to the point where the battle system, it doesn't seem like anything has changed from coming off of the third game. It seems like
Mhm.
everything there is still fine. The newest addition that they have is that now you can summon your mech,
Ooh.
and you don't have to be in it to use it.
Oh, hello.
So this is kind of turned into like this weird summon thing where it's like I'm not summoning these all powerful gods or whatever. I am just summoning a mech to come in and blow something up, and then I just keep fighting.
There we
So
go.
this is a JRPG, so can you summon the mech to kill God?
I would assume we're going to get to that point because you can't have a mech without god killing,
That's right.
Okay.
or at least someone claiming to be a god. So
Right.
yeah, really cool. I'm really looking forward to playing more of it. I'm just kind of waiting for the story to pick up right now. So
Yeah.
anytime now.
Any another 10 hours, you'll be out of the prologue.
Jesus. Actually, the prologue actually was really short in this game.
Mm.
So I think that was only probably like a half hour to an hour.
Oh wow.
Because I mean, it throws you in it from day
Previously
one.
on
Hey,
the arrow.
exactly. It's like this is what you're missing right now,
Right.
and then it shifts from that group of people to a different group of people, and you're like, hey, this is what's happening right now. Get
Mm.
going because stuff is sideways, and you need to figure this out before it goes even further. So yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to see how this ends.
Yeah.
So, the last game that I played this week that wasn't Minecraft is Genshin Impact.
Oh yeah.
I just made it to Adventure Rank 40.
Wow. Nice.
World, what do they call it? World Level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. My battle pass is somewhere in the upper 40s.
I'm like 18 on my battle pass. Like when they announced the battle pass, and like I saw the good and the bad thing about the battle pass in Genshin Impact is the rewards aren't super great, which is not great, but also means I sort of don't need to care about it.
Yeah. Which, honestly, they only go up to 50 levels, so this isn't like 100 or 200 or some crap like that, but they give you enough to do that it's not that hard. Like, I was telling someone in Discord that I didn't pay attention to the battle pass until like 2 weeks ago, and I've already almost finished it.
Yeah,
And
like they reward you
4 days
really
left
nicely.
or something like that.
Yeah, because I think the patch comes out on the 11th, and I think it ends a couple days before that. But yeah, like they do a really good job of, they have like daily. It's a lot like something you'd see in Fortnite or Apex or stuff, where it's like, here are your daily quests or missions for the battle pass that are separate from the daily missions that are in the game, which feed into the battle pass missions. You have your like weekly long ones, and then you have season length ones, which are like really big, but you're kind of doing them as you go anyway. Like, it's really, like, for example, when you finish the 4 daily missions, you get a whole bunch of adventure pass rank, and then over on your season pass it says, oh well, here's all this bonus XP for the season pass because you did that. So just by doing the normal stuff you do in the game, you're getting benefits kind of in 2 or 3 different places. It feels really good.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like Call of Duty where it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
do this, this, and this, and then your battle pass might go up a little bit. It's all stuff that you're gonna want to be doing. Like take on these 2 weekly bosses.
Yep.
Well, normally you would be doing that anyway to try to get the items and stuff that they're dropping so that you can build up your characters. And then there's like, yeah, complete your 4 daily commission
Yep.
quests.
You get a
Those
bunch
you're
for
doing.
logging in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you get
yeah.
your daily login. You get ones for like collecting like region specific items out in the wild and stuff like that. Which
Yeah, like fruits
that,
and
yeah,
flowers and
that one
stuff.
kind of sucks if you forgot to not pick stuff after you got the.
Oh, yeah.
I've had that bite me in the butt a couple times where it's like, oh, I need all of this stuff for grinding out people, and then the next day the battle pass starts over again for the
Right.
week, and it's like collect 100 items for this
It's like,
region. It's like, oh crap.
yeah.
So, um, all of my characters are level 70 now. All of their weapons are level 70.
Wow,
I'm
nice.
starting to mess with their talents, which is you can upgrade their individual like attacks and what their specials, how
Oh,
much
right.
damage their specials do and all that. Yeah. I haven't done any other polls. I'm really close to being able to do one more poll from everything that I've earned.
Yeah, I did a
Um,
10 pull this week and got that firebombing toddler. Clee?
oh, you got
Cree?
Klee? Yeah.
Clee? Yeah. So I haven't played with her at all, but I did one where I was like, I have enough Primogen. I have enough of the pulling currency to do 110 pull, and I'll have another 10 pull left over. So it's like, why don't I just try to get like one of these cool looking characters, and she pops up. It's like, okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
a fun little bonus, but
She's
I won't do
the
another
only
one.
one I'm missing from that banner, so
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Did you play her special quest mission or
Not
whatever?
yet.
At all?
I haven't
Okay.
really felt like the performance on the PS4 version and the load times is sort of not great. So like it's not one of those games that is choppy that it makes me dizzy or gives me a headache or anything. But it's just sort of like we'll get into what I played here in a minute. But like I just haven't really felt like playing much Genshin Impact right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you really notice the load times when you go into co-op and you load into a dungeon and you're the
Yes.
only person still at the beginning of the dungeon and everyone's at the queue waiting for you to run up there so they can
Right.
start.
Sorry
It's like,
guys.
oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I see you're all PC players.
Right.
So that's it for me. I mean, I'm in the quote unquote end game stuff, which
Right.
whatever. The update's a week away, 2 weeks away technically. So
Yeah, I think it
just
comes
wait
on
for
the
that.
11th. Yeah.
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 I'm just excited for that, and I can't wait for there to be more story because I
Yep.
really like the story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all I've been playing this week.
I played a whole bunch more Fortnite. I think the season is going to be ending here in like a week or two. I'm rank 95. So I just unlocked Tony Stark. Once you hit rank 100, you'll unlock his Iron Man Awakening challenges, and then I'll kind of be done. So I think we're pretty close to being done with the Fortnitemares thing, which will be great to be done with that. I got a victory royale with a random squad today, which was really great. That we steamrolled that match. Like that was over real fast. And I finished Ikenfell, which we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. But that's all I've been playing. Moon and I were talking about this before the show. It's sort of like I don't feel like playing that much. I think we're all sort of in the same situation right now where it's kind of like there's a whole lot of stuff that's coming out pretty soon that is highly anticipated that kind of none of us are really interested in.
Yeah.
So like ironically, November is kind of our quiet month, it would appear. And with new consoles coming out, I have all this stuff I want to play, but I kind of don't want to because it's going to be at longer load times or lower frame rates or stuff like that. Like, I really want to get back to Ori and the Will of the Wisps, but in 9 days, I should have a brand new Series X that will run it in 4K at a bajillion frames. So why not just wait?
Mhm.
And stuff like that. And honestly, the new season of Destiny and the new expansion doesn't come out until the 10th, and I haven't played Destiny for about 2 weeks. So I'm kind of taking a break from everything, and it's kind of nice. So feeling pretty good about just kind of taking a break from all media, and that's been kind of watching a lot of
Yeah.
Trolls World Tour with my kid because she's really into it right now for some reason, which is okay because that movie's fine.
And also, she's into it because she's a kid.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of singing. But yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break.
Sounds good.
Drink here. Hashtag mouth sounds.
Give
Time
that
is it?
wet,
3:30.
moist sounds.
I've only been recording for an hour. Which is good, because
For this
releases is nasty.
I do like your news stories.
Yep.
I
That's
read that. and
the
was like,
long
yep,
and the short of it.
end of the year.
Just a lot of stuff happening. All right, you guys ready to knock the rest of this out?
Yeah, did you
Yes.
catch that other question?
Yeah. Let me put it in. We'll probably save it until 2 weeks from
Nope.
now.
I was going to say, because the next week is not.
Yep. I'm going to talk about that here at the beginning of the second segment too, and at the end. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of November 2nd, 2020. Descenders comes out on the Switch. Moonpier's roguelike-ish downhill racing
like downhill
bike
mountain
racing
biking
game.
Just
Yeah.
whatever.
That
I-
fights
it's
boxes.
good game.
And you make fun of JRPGs, and then you're gonna play
That's right.
this,
That's right.
where you fight a mountain.
Hey, I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I have fought a mountain before.
Mhm.
I think this is still on Game Pass.
Yes, it is, and it actually got renewed recently, and the dev came out and said that, as far as he's concerned, it will be on Game Pass for a long time.
Yeah, it has done
Because-
very well for them.
Yeah, if you want to hear how Game Pass can be good for a developer, go check out anything that the Descenders devs have said about it.
Yep.
Because he is open and upfront about his numbers, both
Yep.
on Xbox and
It's
Steam.
really great.
Like, he tells you exactly what the effect of having this game on Game Pass has done.
Yeah.
And also, it probably helps having someone to proselytize the amazingness of the game on a show, listened to
That's
by
right.
people with ear holes.
That's right. Dirt 5 comes out PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I am very interested in how Dirt 5... It looks really great, and I feel like Dirt 3 was kind of the series' low point for bothering you between races, and as long as that has been minimized, I feel like I could kind of be in the mood for another Dirt game. It's been a while.
I'm still Forza Horizon out at this point, so I'm good. I can
Yeah, that's true.
I can wait.
I'll wait
Don't
until
worry,
Forza Horizon 5.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Yeah.
Horizon are we on now? 4?
5 will be the next one.
Last
Mhm.
one I played was 3.
4 is really good. It's on Game Pass.
I hear that and I see it and it looks great.
It has a Lego
But-
DLC.
3 was good enough for me.
Yeah, I don't think 4 is like monumentally better than 3 in like every single way, so I don't know. You can wait until 5.
In 3, I got the buggy and my wife drove around the map looking for those cars in barns.
Oh, nice.
Because that's how much we played 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered comes out PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This 100% snuck up on me. I didn't realize this was coming out, but curious to see how this turns out, because I remember Hot Pursuit being good back in...
It was one of the great ones in the 360 gen.
Yeah.
Like, it was an incredible game.
Yeah.
Quick question. Why are you releasing a remastered game 2 weeks before new consoles come out?
So they can remaster it again.
Ha, there it is. Ha ha,
Yeah.
you figured it
That
out.
sounds like yay.
Yeah. Whoops. And lastly, a Tropico 6 comes out on the Switch if you need your El Presidente needs met on the go. Tropico 6 sounds like it's pretty good. Next, we're going to talk about US releases for the week of November 9th, because next week we're going to be having a very special episode where we wrap out this generation of consoles as we lead into the next one. So we won't be talking about news stories or upcoming games next week. Okay, let's get into this.
There's a list.
This list is almost a half a page, and it doesn't include everything that's coming out on the week of the 9th. Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Stadia. I've been excited for this because it's another Assassin's Creed game, and it looks really great. And man, that 4K trailer they released a couple weeks ago was really good. That final graphics push they made on this game. Whew. Oh, that's spicy. Can't wait to play this. I guess I'll be playing it alongside Watch Dogs Legion. Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Ubisoft month.
Yeah, I've got 2 Ubisoft open world games and franchises I really love at the same time, so yikes. Destiny 2 Beyond Light launches on PC, PS4, Xbox One with Game Pass day and date, by the by. This, talking about some spicy trailers coming out of this. Whew, that looks good. If you don't want things spoiled, maybe don't watch the last 2 trailers they put out, because it's very much like the Beyond Light stuff hasn't really been spoiled. That's the icy stuff on Europa. The Season of the Hunt stuff that happens at the same time, full of spoilers. Just full of remember all this stuff from a couple seasons ago? We're coming back to it. Spoil.
Did they basically do it previously on Destiny?
Pretty close, yeah. Pretty close. So pretty good looking stuff. Gears Tactics comes out on Xbox One and Xbox Series. If you remember me talking about this on the show a while ago, really liked it. For some reason, really had a bunch of problems running it on my PC. It's the only game I've had problems with on my PC in 10 years. So very excited to hop into this. I enjoyed what I played of it quite a bit. This should also be on Game Pass because the PC version is, but I don't think I've seen final word on that. So, Planet Coaster Console Edition comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. I'm really curious to see how this gets translated to consoles. I feel like after stuff like Stellaris comes out on consoles and works really well, it's all right, yeah, we can 2 Point Hospital came out and that works. So it's all right, we can put some seemingly impossible games on consoles now.
Just so you know, Gears Tactics is day and date Game Pass, and it's available for pre-install now.
Perfect. Great. Good stuff. Speaking of the brand new consoles, by the way, if anyone is interested or is going to be getting a Series X or S, make sure you get the Xbox app on your phone or tablet. It is required to set up your new console. Required. So
Really?
Get that, log in. Yeah, because it's the whole thing where instead of having to type a 75 character password on your console with a stupid little on-screen keyboard, you do it on your phone, you get your account hooked up, you get your console set up, join your Wi-Fi, all this stuff that's really a pain to do on a console, you just do it on your phone.
Number one, you said the word Wi-Fi.
Yes, sir.
Are you a Philistine?
No, absolutely not. I am not. I am a hardwired Chad over here, but It's a meme! Next up is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin coming out for PC, Switch, and PS4. If you haven't seen this before, it is a hybrid beat-em-up and farming game. So if you sort of wanted Stardew Valley to have good combat in it, ta-da! Sakuna's coming out.
So this is the game by the Harvest Moon people?
No, this is a totally different developer, but it seems like it's in that genre of...
Well, I can't remember the name of it. The game I'm thinking of, it's not Harvest Moon.
Story Seasons?
Factory?
Rune Factory.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all kind of in that same genre. That and Stardew Valley. They're all They're all around there. Tetris Effect Connected comes out on Xbox One and Xbox Series. This is Tetris Effect plus multiplayer stuff, like true multiplayer stuff, not the stuff on the other platforms where it's kind of like community challenges. So if you haven't played Tetris Effect yet, go get it. It's great.
Before you talk about the next one.
Yes. What's the next one? Yes. Yeah, yes.
Do we have to have an alert?
We do, because 13 is coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Seems like it's finally coming out, the remaster.
We'll see.
I don't think it's a full remake. I don't remember. Very little is known about this game, surprisingly. It is 13. It stars David Duchovny, probably, and it's coming out the week of the 9th at some point.
A lot of maybes.
A
For a game that's
lot
coming
of
out in
maybes.
2 weeks.
Will it still be kind of a weird hidden gem, but kind of broken? Probably.
Yes.
Yakuza Like a Dragon comes out PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. The PS5 version comes out in February, March, something like that. It's a couple of months away for reasons. This is Yakuza 7, but if you haven't played 0 and then had the same problem we did where it's like, oh no, they're all really good, and start playing through all of them, this is another starting point where they're kind of restarting the story with a brand new protagonist. So no more Kiryu. He'll probably show up in the game knowing this series, but if you wanted a kind of a brand new starting point, and it's no longer like a sort of Streets of Rage beat 'em up, it's a turn-based, command-based RPG.
Yep. Get ready
you get to summon
monsters
Majima?
with your cell phone.
You do get to summon Majima and a lobster. Yes.
God. The
Yeah.
lobster was cool, but Majima, man.
Yeah. It looks really great. Yeah. I'm really excited. I liked that the Yakuza team was just like, look, we made a lot of these games where they're just kind of beat 'em up brawlers. We kind of just felt like trying something new, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. It's like, yeah, cool. That's super exciting.
Dude, the original 13 came out in 2003.
Ouch. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Next up, Bugsnax comes out for PC, PS4, and PS5. That is on PS Plus day and date for PS5. PS4 version is not on PS Plus.
Good choice.
Yeah, I was more than ready to pop down like $30-40 on that, and now I don't have to. Now I can just catch all the Shishka bugs I want and have a great time. Demon Souls comes out on PS5. Feel like everyone has seen Demon Souls for the last 17 years, something. Yeah. It's that game again.
Mm-hmm.
Godfall comes out on PC and PS5. I've finally seen some coverage of that has made me interested. IGN had a really good article about that, where the developers were talking about like, hey, we're making like a loot treadmill game, but if you really like this sword or this armor or stuff, we don't want you to replace it 30 minutes later. If you really like it and you like how it looks and you like the perks and bonuses and stuff, we want to give you the tools to keep sort of bringing that up to your gear level and kind of keep carrying it with you. It's like, all right, yeah, cool. That seems interesting. So friendly reminder, that requires you to be always online. So that stinks. Because it has drop in and drop out co-op, and they're just like, yeah, it needs it for that. And it's like, okay, that's rough. Coach Jamal in chat says Demon Souls is a 2009 game. Ouch, my heart.
Yeah. Have you? So Godfall is by Counterplay Games. Never heard of them before because it's a new studio.
Yes.
Do you know what some of the people in that teams used to work on?
No, I'm very curious.
Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Diablo 3, Gears 5, Guild Wars, Titanfall 2, Left 4 Dead, Halo 5, Battlefield 3, Bioshock Infinite, Injustice 2, and Overwatch.
Okay, so a lot of peeps that know what they're doing, to say the least.
I literally had zero interest in this game until looking at that list of, we worked on these games.
I'm going to be honest with you, I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be kind of a sleeper hit next year once people start getting to it. But it's being released after being very poorly marketed by Gearbox. Shock. It's $70, and it's a launch title that's surrounded by a lot of other games that seem like they're bigger.
And it's PC, PS5 exclusive.
Correct. Yep. Epic Game Store and PS5. So, like, there's just a lot of stuff that's really working against it. Next up, The Pathless comes out PC, PS4, PS5, and iOS, which is interesting because I just verified that's also coming out on iOS. That's the thing that they showed off during, not the Game Awards last year, but it's during like the not E3. I think Sony showed it off maybe. That's the cool like sliding around archery game that looks like it has Zelda dungeons and giant fiery archery bosses. I already have this pre-ordered. I'm very excited to play this. I think Annapurna is publishing it. This game looks really cool.
And Annapurna have not let us down so far.
No, I think this is going to be a game that unfortunately gets sort of lost in the new console release window, but I think it looks really cool. Just Dance 2021 coming out PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. So,
where's the Wii release?
2020 was the last version of Wii and Wii U. Also
So they
weird,
say.
not coming out on Switch.
It's not out on Switch yet.
I don't know. I don't think there's a release date for the Switch version, which I think is really weird. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Sackboy: A Big Adventure comes out PS4 and PS5. Spider-Man Miles Morales comes out on PS4 and PS5. The big news story this week was the Into the Spider-Verse costume is going to be in there with the appropriate frame rate. I saw the Into the Spider-Verse trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, that was really dope. Yeah, the game runs at 60 frames and the suit runs at 12, and it looks really cool. It is also an optional filter. You can turn off the frame rate thing on the suit, or you can apply that frame rate to other suits too in the game, which I think is really great.
It does like the bam and snoot and all that kind of sounds.
It's really good.
Please tell me there's a bagel one in there somewhere. There has to be a bagel.
Someone will find one, I'm sure. Yeah. And Spider-Man Remastered launches at the same time. I'm still not entirely sure all the ways you can get that. I know you can get that with like the Miles Morales Deluxe, where it comes with Miles Morales and the remastered one. I don't know if that's going to be super remastered. The biggest problem with the first one was the load times. The PS5 will probably take care of that, so who knows? And that's not all. There's a whole butt ton of next-gen upgrades for existing games across both of the new platforms. Like Destiny 2 is going to get one in December. Borderlands 3 is getting 4K 60 with 4-player split-screen couch co-op. Like, there's a whole bunch of games that are getting really big updates, and a lot of them are on Game Pass. So, like, Gears 5 is going to have the new version launch on the 10th, where they're adding a whole bunch of stuff. So, if you've had a game you've liked in the last year or two, chances are good that it's going to be getting a next-gen upgrade, and it's probably going to be doing cool stuff. Like No Man's Sky, which, shockingly, probably the first game I'm going to play on my PS5, because boy, that trailer was hot.
I've had so many people send me that trailer.
It's so good.
I literally have that installed. Is it going to be time for me to switch that to the internal?
Yeah. When the patch comes out on the 10th, 11th, 12th, yeah, they have boosted load times by a factor of 10. It's 10 times faster.
I say this with love. I can't wait to see how this game is broken now.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Kostramal asks, is the Miles Morales expansion also coming on PS4? Yeah, it's a standalone and it comes out on PS4 and PS5. So you don't it's not an expansion to the Spider-Man 2017? Whatever the Spider-Man game was on PS4. Yeah.
2018, same year as God of War.
Also,
worth mentioning, it's kind of like the Lost Legacy for Uncharted. Similar deal to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit shorter. It's going to be not really a spin-off, but Lost Legacy is really your best example. God of War is also getting a next gen patch where it'll be 60 frames.
Because
which
that needed it, honestly. No, no, it
yeah, a
didn't.
little
It didn't.
little
That game was
framey in there.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it also get New Game Plus and something else. I don't remember what, but it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to news stories. Nothing, because this last week is just everything is getting delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Uh,
Cyberpunk comes out in December now.
And
I
everything else moved out of the way.
I feel so badly for those developers that have been death marching on Cyberpunk for months and months and months, and it just keeps going. I'm bummed that Everspace 2 got pushed out into next year because it was going to release the same day that now Cyberpunk is. I think that's a bummer because I'm not going to play Cyberpunk anytime soon, and I'm just waiting to pre-order Everspace 2 because hopefully the gunship is in there and it looks super good. But I guess we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Oh, shucks, I guess I'll have to play the other 50 games I have before then.
Yep.
Also, Rainbow Six Quarantine got delayed and did not get a name change yet, which is weird.
It's been delayed. The name change will happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen. All right, let's move on to our questions. Coach Jamal asked a question in Discord. Am I the only one who decided not to buy any new games anymore on PS4 because I know everything coming out now will get a PS5 version anyway? I'm doing the opposite. I'm buying all this stuff on PS4 because it's $10 cheaper, and then they get free next-gen updates. So I can get the disc for $60 and pop it on my PS5, and then I can just run the PS5 version. And I don't have to buy the the $70 PS5 version, which is
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot of scratch to eat on a game that isn't like a collector's edition or something. Hey,
I don't think I've bought any new games in about 2.5 months at this point. I literally cannot remember the last new game I bought.
I can tell you.
think
Fast
mine
and
was
Furious
Deep Rock
Crossroads.
Technically, I did not buy that game. So, haha, you're the
that's
only
right.
one who wasted your money on that thing.
God, I wasted $60 on that thing, man.
No, I
Oh
think the
crap!
last
That's
thing
right. It was 60.
It is a
Whoa.
it was a full price game, and now it's about $20 or $30, which is not a bad $20. Not a bad price to play that final boss battle, which there's a boss battle in that game. Yes,
it's great.
it's really good. But Game Pass is so
When
good.
it becomes the Fast and the Furious.
Yes, it's really good. But like Game Pass is so good that like so many of these games are coming out, and you're like, yeah, I'm really interested in that. And they're like, yeah, it's coming out on Game Pass. It's like, oh, cool. Let's do it then for free.
Yep. Does it now seem suspicious when a new game comes out and it's not on Game Pass?
I feel like the majority of the time that happens is from Ubisoft or EA, and it's like, yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'll wait.
I was just curious if that hampered you guys, where it's like, I want to check it out, but I've never heard of this before, and it's not on Game Pass, so it can't be great.
Oh, I 100% have a Game Pass when rule at this point, where it's like, how long do I estimate before this thing goes on Game Pass? Like,
right.
You're not wrong. EA, Ubisoft, they won't do it. Take-Two won't do it.
No.
Smaller indie devs probably wouldn't do it. But then I can also use Game Pass as a tasting test for games like
Spiritfarer.
Vermintide. Was a great Game Pass game, and it's like, okay, Vermintide 2's now on Game Pass, so probably going to jump into that and do some of that, especially with load times on the next gen stuff and so on.
Yeah, Coach Jamal says Game Pass is the reason why I didn't mention Xbox in my question. Yeah, I think I think Sony is doing, if you didn't own a PS4, I think the PS Plus collection, I think is what they're calling it, like the free PS4 games that you can get on your PS5 day one. There's like 25 of them. It's a really solid collection that you'll get for free just for having PS Plus. But
let's face it, the only reason they're offering that is because Microsoft has Game Pass.
Right. Yeah. And like you look at Game Pass and it's like, yeah, it's just like 200 games. I was like, oh.
And it's like literally new games every week.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing to me is I love Spiritfarer, and I probably wouldn't have checked out that game as readily as I did had it not been on Game Pass, because Game Pass is just a great example, or a great avenue for me to download something, give it a shot for 2 or 3 hours, and see if I like it. In that case, I was like, cool, this has looked great for a long time. I'm going to download it and give it a shot. Oh no, this is really good. Now I can recommend it to everyone and say, it's free, you should have Game Pass. Go play this game. The investment cost is so low. I really wish there was a system for that on PS4 or PS5 for games that are really only over there, to just say like, yeah, it's over on this console, but it's part of this package and you can just try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someday maybe. Probably not, unfortunately. Maximus Prime sends us a pretty lengthy question here on Discord. It's hard to deny the incredible value that Game Pass provides. Hey! But for me, there's a feature that I think is incredibly transformative and hasn't been talked about near as much as I thought it would be. The quest system, in my opinion, is the next evolution of the achievement system or trophy system in video games. It drives you to log into the Game Pass every day and play a game or two, and the incentive, seeing those numbers rising on a screen, as well as your place on the leaderboard, and ultimately the redemption of those points for discounts, products, and drawings. My question is, we'll take these questions one by one, because he has a bunch here. My question is, have you dived into the Game Pass Quest? I think, Moon, you and I use it pretty...
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I do both on my phone and I do it on the console. We were talking about this, funnily enough, pre-show. We were talking about a bunch of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a good example of this is the quarantine with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because she redeemed all of the Microsoft Rewards points she had. The way me and her do it, we don't do drawings or anything like that.
Yeah,
We
I don't
literally
either.
just get Xbox, basically gift cards.
Yeah,
So
like the
she,
points cards.
yeah, so she redeemed her points at the start of quarantine. It's like she had like $5 on it or something like that. As soon as she got laid off, she redeemed that. From that point to her going back to work, she had played enough Game Pass games, fulfilled enough quests and stuff. She had $50 that she then redeemed and bought another game with that stuff that she had basically earned by playing video games over quarantine.
Right.
And the same thing happens with me. It's like we've got Game Club games that are part of Game Pass, which inevitably fall into those quests at some point. I don't do a hugely deep dive into it, but anytime I see one of those little notifications pop up and it's like, oh, you've completed a quest, like, cool, done a quest, let me redeem them points, get that extra moolah for later down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done the questing stuff when I had Game Pass, but obviously I don't have it right now, so...
Yeah, I just looked. I have 2,533 points here, and it's just for, like, getting an achievement in a Game Pass game, which you're probably going to do anyway, or just logging into the Game Pass app on your phone. So I use it pretty much anytime I fire up the Game Pass app, which is usually once a week, just to see what's coming out, what's available now, what's leaving, that sort of stuff. So it's good. Do you find yourself questing every day and playing certain games that you wouldn't typically play simply to get those points go up a little bit, or do you not even think about it?
Generally, I don't think about it.
Yeah, I don't really seek out. A lot of times, I think a lot of times some of the quests will be like, download this game, like download Gears 5 and play it and get 2 achievements. And it's like, well, I've already finished the game, so that might be kind of a harder ask at this point. Or it's like, download and play Mortal Kombat 7 and play a match online, or Mortal Kombat 11. And like, play match online. It's like, yeah, I can't really do that. So,
yeah. Did you say you have 26,000 points?
2,500.
Okay, that's literally a $25 gift card.
Great. That's great. That's good. I'll keep saving up all those ducats until something really great on the platform comes out that isn't on Game Pass. And it's like, all right, now I got the discount.
I don't even pay attention to it. It's like, oh yeah, it happens in the background, and then like I will occasionally go for certain quests depending on if it's something I'm interested in. But something we've talked about before is with this show specifically, we have 2 games that we're always playing in the backgrounds. We have movies / TV shows that me and you have to watch Boston in the background too. And it's one of those things where sometimes, like this week, I only get enough time to do exactly what I want to do, and not much of what I want to do at that.
Yeah. Well, and it's the quest system does a really good job of saying you have quests to turn in. Just click this thing or tap this thing on your phone, and we will just turn all of them in. And it takes a couple seconds. You don't have to think about it. So that's really good. Lastly, do you think that with time they'll continue to refine and its popularity will rise to a point where others like PlayStation and Steam implement a similar system? Keep doing what you're doing. Maximus out.
They have redeemed it over time as it is. It
Mhm.
never used to be on the consoles.
Right.
The Quest system wasn't even related to Game Pass. It was actually out before Game Pass existed.
Yeah, it was Microsoft Rewards.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Microsoft Rewards, which still exists, and I still have a tab open in my tablet for my Microsoft Rewards homepage. So you can earn them multiple ways. You can
Yeah,
earn
like
them
do a Bing search and we'll get you 5 points.
Here is
Yeah.
a daily poll. Get 10 points, so on and
Right.
so forth. And yes, this is just giant corporations getting data about me. But guess what? I'm on the internet. They're going to get that anyway.
They already have it somewhere else, so whatever. Let's get
Mhm.
some points.
But yeah, so they went from having it basically only web-based to now it's integrated in console on a level where more people can access it. And it's tied into probably the most value service in gaming at the moment.
Yeah. And then I feel like that hasn't, this sort of stuff hasn't really been a focus for Sony for quite a while. So I feel like they're probably not super interested in doing anything like that. I could see Steam maybe kind of doing it. Like they have Steam coins recently for like buying cosmetic. Like you buy a game and you get Steam coins and you use those to buy like backgrounds and cosmetic stuff for your Steam profile, which sort of similar but less things I care about.
Yeah, but the problem is Steam have literally gamified everything.
I know they've gamified
Literally
reviews.
everything.
Yeah, you can give awards on reviews, which isn't dangerous at all.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Microsoft does something really cool, and I think they do it in a really smart way because I don't have to worry about it. I just get this passive benefit for checking it out. I'll probably play my Series X more than my failing original Xbox just for boot up times by itself. So I'll probably get more points that way. But like, if I don't, that's fine. If I do, cool. There's a little added bonus. All right, that's all of our questions this week. And don't forget that we're going to have a special episode next week that hopefully doesn't turn out to be 6 hours long because we don't have time for that, but we'll see.
Yep. I'm calling it at least a 3-hour show.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
probably.
Yeah. But whatever.
If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including the merchandise store. You can buy Moonpair's brand new, very happy t-shirt over there, along with all the other stuff. Patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. Gave you the whole sales pitch at the beginning. Hasn't changed. $5 a month is the recommended thing for everything that we put on the platform. Just like at least 2 episodes a week, 3 episodes now, maybe if it's a critical misses week. So you're getting a whole bunch of audio. Game Club, we're playing Ikenfell right now. For We Roguelike It, we're finishing up Hades. If you're playing along with that, we just recorded our episode 4 of that and ranking. I'm very interested to edit the ranking episode to see how long that was. I didn't keep an eye on that while we were recording it, but you're going to want to listen to that one.
Hold on. 25 minutes approx.
Yeah, pretty long one for a ranking episode. So go check that out. And listen to Critical Misses. We're having a blast with it. It's really fun. It's we're getting to watch a whole bunch of movies we haven't seen or haven't seen in a while over there. So go check that out. I think that's all. I think that's all the stuff we do.
Maybe.
I probably haven't missed anything, but if I have, My
Yeah.
apologies.
Don't forget about Dynamic Soundtrack picking up the pixels.
That's right. Yeah, we're
Every
recording
single
another episode of Pup this next Saturday.
This weekend,
So,
yep.
yep, talk about a bunch of Ikenfell over there, and I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Oi.
Bye.
Coach Jamal, you're welcome. We are always here every Sunday at around the same time, depending on how spicy Critical Misses and We Roguelike it gets. Yeah. Nymph, hit me with your titles.
All right. I have Why oh why oh why. Is it ethical?
Yep.
Last time on ... and it's a meme.
It's a meme. Moon, how about you?
Okay, get super punchy. 100% factually correct. Gamified the gamification. Summon a mech to kill God.
Yep.
Fight a mountain. Previously on Destiny. Hardwired Chad. And is it ethical?
Previously on Destiny. I have great, not really. There's bugs all over this game. Actual insects. Is it ethical? Why oh why oh why? It's a meme. And previously on Destiny. We all had is it ethical, so I checked that one. I like previously on Destiny, obviously.
I like that one. I like gamified the gamification.
Now I gotta
Is it
spell all
ethical?
this.
Pretty solid.
Gamified the gamification.
I just want to shout out Summon a Mech to Kill a God because it's pretty on point. And
We all played
the only problem
Xenogears.
with that one is it's a little too long.
oh yeah, but I'm just saying. I just want to give it its proper dues.
It's also just the plot of Xenogears.
Yeah. Or any mech game.
Yeah,
Eventually.
exactly. Evangelion, like all of those.
It's kind of like Godwin's Law, you know? If there's a mech, eventually you're killing a god.
That's right. It's like rock, paper, scissors. I like is it ethical a lot. Gamify the gamification is really good too. I'm leaning a little bit more towards is it ethical for no real reason other than it tickles me.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. For me, it's either that one or previously on Destiny.
I actually thought you vetoed it. Is it ethical just because I heard you mutter something, but I wasn't sure what you said. So I was like, oh, okay.
I know I mutter a lot. I mean, I'm okay with previously on Destiny if you... I guess what's the funnier joke? Like, what has the funnier jokes for you guys?
In all honesty, is it ethical today?
Probably not great jokes.
Yeah, it's probably not going to sit well.
So previously on Destiny sounds like it's our title.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong, I love Is It Ethical, but this episode will come out on, what, November the 4th?
November the 2nd. The day before.
Oh, even better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the world's already going to be on fire as it is, so no matter the outcome, doesn't matter.
So previously on Destiny is our title.
Yeah.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
I got one. Damn it, Moon, if you take it...
I got one too.
I'm going to punch you through this camera.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 680 for November 2nd, 2020. Previously on Destiny.
I missed like 6 seasons.
His light level's over 9,000!
Oh, God. So good. All right.
I can't be the only one who thought Dragon Ball when I said that out loud.
I wasn't thinking that, but Moon, your joke is really good. I like that one. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Bye. Special episode next week. Bye.
No.